incoming White House press secretary. We can take a look here, the fact check on the Biden website. I mean, you could, on Biden's economy, prices are 20.7% higher. Inflation up, and the new numbers that we just got inflation are not great as well. If you could pull up call for number 3, please. The progress that was minimal has stalled, and you have inflation back up at 2.7%. What do you think they are trying to do? Well, I guess what they're trying to do is say the economy is better, and that when President Trump comes on board, if the economy is good, it will be because of Biden and not because of Trump. Your thoughts?
With all due respect to President Biden, he is desperately trying to reframe his legacy on his way out the door. And clearly the American people disagree with his statement yesterday that this is the strongest economy. Prices are still more than 20% higher than when Joe Biden took office. You also see that small business optimism is now at an all-time high because small business owners realize that President Trump is coming into the White House because they realize change is coming. That's why the American people overwhelmingly re-elected President Trump, and he's putting together a brilliant team of business people, men and women who have not worked in Washington, D.C., but have actually ran businesses and know how to create jobs. I met with Senator Kelly Loeffler this morning, who will be the incoming small business administrator, Scott Bessent, who's a brilliant individual who will be leading the Department of Treasury, and they are going to help President Trump deliver on his America First economic agenda. Massive deregulation, an energy boom, bringing energy jobs back to this country to lower inflation for all Americans, and also delivering critical tax relief to put more money in the pockets of the American people.
I noticed a shift yesterday from some Democrats talking about how Biden brought back the American economy when you compare it to the rest of the world. But that's not how Americans are thinking about this. But that's a little spin. That's how they've tried to adjust their spin on this. I wanted to ask you about this as well. At the end of an administration, there's usually an outgoing press conference, or even before Christmas, there's usually like okay, let's wrap up the year here with a nice little press conference. Karine Jean-Pierre was asked yesterday if we could expect one from Biden. Here's what she said.
Will he give a year-end press conference?
I don't have anything to share. Obviously, the president is going to want to continue to engage with all of you. I don't have anything to share on that.
He went on 2 international trips and said about 7 words to reporters on those 2 trips. I'm not sure he wants to engage with the press, Karoline.
No, he's been spending a lot of time in Delaware, as he did throughout his entire term. We haven't seen or heard much of the leader of the free world over the past several weeks since the November 5th election. It's clear that he realizes this is over for him, but I think it's a dereliction of duty on his behalf, and he owes it to the American people to speak directly to them. But that's not what we've seen from this White House over the past 4 years. If you talk to reporters who sit inside that briefing room, they have been incredibly frustrated with the lack of access and transparency from the Biden White House. I can assure them of one thing: their access to the president and the transparency will increase when President Trump is back in the Oval Office. We saw that in his first term. He often brought the press into the Oval Office when he was signing bills. I can expect that is going to continue when he returns in January.
Yeah, the reporters are ready to kick off their loafers and lace up their running shoes, because that is the pace at which you guys run. All right, Karoline Leavitt, thank you.